Hi everybody, my name's Gene. I'm a graphic designer and illustrator, and I've been in the business for about 15 years. Today, we're going to take a look at one of my favorite holidays. We're talking about Halloween, and I'm going to show you how to make garland pretty easily. Now, garland isn't always that frilly stuff that you see in Christmas. You can make garland out of anything. Pretty much garland, I think, only means a string of stuff. Anyway, let's get started. Garland doesn't necessarily have to be, I'm sure everybody knows what Christmas garland looks like. It's a bunch of, basically a bunch of like foil strips cut out, and it's in a big kind of tubular foil strip deal. But since this is Halloween, we can get crazy and we can use jack-o'-lanterns, you can use bats, you can use skeletons. You can find all this stuff at your local hobby shop. These are, well, probably not hobby shop because they probably have things like trains. Your local craft store. We have all different sorts of skeletons, and this was only $2. These creepy eyeballs here that I'm going to have to use my scissors to open. These creepy eyeballs here were, I think, like 99 cents. So for very inexpensively, whoa, hello, that eyeball tried to get back to his owner. You can see where we're going from here. These were 40 cents, I think, just for some red and black string. And then I got these for 99 cents, all at my local craft store. And these are perfect for kids. And the reason why is because they are, they're needles, okay, but they're not sharp, okay? They're a little bit blunted on the end, so they're not going to really hurt themselves if they're careful. And they have very thick eye holes. So I'm just going to pull out some string here. You can pull out some orange. I'm even going to pull out some black and just weave them together a little bit. And at the same time, there we go. I'm just going to roll these up together. And it should be, the way I like to do it is I'll bend this in half. It should be real easy to get these through the eyelet because it's so wide. So even one of your preschoolers can probably do this pretty simply. Now what I'm going to do is just stretch out a little bit of string here and take any of these. Take some bats, take some of these fantastic jack-o'-lanterns, and these are I think they're styrofoam in the center, but very gently, and you're going to probably want to help them with this. But as you can see, I'm not really, yep, they're styrofoam. I'm not really exerting too much force, and just pull it through. Now, careful, because once you get the head of the needle through, the string is going to come real easily through. And then just, take an eyeball, same thing, styrofoam eyeball, and you don't want to hold it like this, because you're just going to stab yourself. Even though they are blunt, so, teach your kid safety first. Bam, right through the eyeball. And again, once you have it through, grab it on this side and pull. All right, we're going to pull it the other way, so that you don't injure yourself. Okay, so here, I'm going to show you the other method. Just push down on the table. And the reason is because the eye hole is a little bit thicker than the rest of the needle. And then, very gently, and you might have to help with some of these, this is very thick styrofoam, pull it through, but string a bunch of these together, and once you do that, then you can hang it up over your doorway, or, somewhere in the living room. You can hang it up outside, and then you have a pretty cool little Halloween garland. So there you have it. If you want, you can string up a bunch of live vegetables. Like you can get some pumpkins and string them up, some real pumpkins. Just make sure you get some heavy string if you're making that garland. That would be like garland that a giant would make. He'd be like, look at this giant pumpkin, and he'd right through, but he'd be using like thick rope that you would use to secure a boat to a dock. That's what a giant would do. But you can use any kind of like, decorative gourds and stuff. Dry those out first. They're going to be a lot lighter. And but you can use anything you want, anything Halloween related. String it together, hang it on your walls. Live bats, probably not live bats. Don't do that. That's just rude. But anyway, guys, get creative. Halloween's all about creativity. It's all about scariness and making fun stuff. So have a lot of fun, experiment. I'll see you next time.